Viable fuel cell located.
Hopefully enough to power Dr. Harlan's FTL drive.
Nicely done, Jack. I'm sending a drone your way.
Send two.
What for? There's only one fuel cell.
Just trust me. Send two.
Warning. Lead drone compromised.
Jack, what's going on?
The Ticks swarmed the lead cargo drone.
And that is why you send two.
I don't think we'll be using that one again.
Backup drone malfunctioning.
More Ticks.
The lead drone is disabled, but the backup still has a chance.
Pesky bastards, aren't they?
I'll clear them off.
Good find, Jack. There's a significant quantity of data here, and I believe much of it can be used in our effort to develop a cure. Checking data store. Maneuver and thruster optimizations were being tested on this drone too. Excellent. Shields at 95%.
Cargo drone cleared.
Acknowledged. Thank you, Jack. Resuming flight. Drone is in place to collect the cargo.
John, I've activated the release controls on the fuel cell.
cell released.
Cargo secured. Ready for departure.
Excellent. Second gantry's all set. So I'm heading back inside. I can finish the hookup from there, Jack. Unless you want to do it.
Actually, before we proceed, I'd like to investigate the station a bit further.
Not a bad idea. Maybe find some more data. Help us get a better sense of what we're up against here. Just head on back to the ship when you're ready to test out this whole time travel business.
Will do, Liv.
Cargo drone returning in T-minus 10 seconds. If you wish to return now, I advise taking hold of the drone. Cargo drone departing in 3, 2, 1. Firing thrusters.
The fuel cell is clear of the drive bay.
Great. We'll have some cargo plans ready to receive it here.
These containment units are quite effective. The ticks appear well pacified. How will we safely transfer them into the ship?
We've modified an intake unit to flush them directly into the engineering bay. It should be much safer than attempting a controlled breakout. Hello, Jack. If you're looking for the captain, she's in the workshop with Dr. Harmon.
What is that? A motion detection system?
One of several independent sensors rigged to trigger detonation.
So, it won't release the spores until it...
Or someone.
Jack, there you are.
Good. He's finally here.
Dr. Harlan and I were just giving this torpedo the once-over while we waited.
Learn anything useful?
Yeah, it's a death trap.
Not that that's anything he has to worry about. Now then, are we ready to begin?
Affirmative. I'm ready. That is assuming all the details have been sorted out.
Yes, everything's in order. Let's proceed.
Hold on. There's still some particulars that need ironing out here.
There are always going to be unknowns. That's just something we have to accept.
Let's assume this works. Let's assume we open another anomaly and send Jack's consciousness back to the past. What exactly is he supposed to do when he gets there?
Locate an undetonated biomass torpedo and sample the genetic material inside.
So you can use the data to create a cure. Right. I get that. I'm saying, how is he supposed to do it? It's not like he can physically bring the sample back with him. And if he's in a combat shell, it won't be fitted to do a medical scan. How will he collect the data?
He'll have to improvise, of course.
Apollo?
Greetings, Captain Rhodes. I have analyzed the situation and would like to propose a solution.
It's good to see you too.
We can exchange more formal pleasantries later if you like, Captain. For now, if you would please proceed to the holotable. According to Jack's memory logs, the last anomaly caused his protocols to transfer into a Series 10 combat shell. This unit was equipped with a threat scanner, which could be reconfigured to gather data on biomass specimens. Once we've successfully located a biomass torpedo, I will repurpose his threat scanner to collect data from the incubator inside. The collected data should then easily transfer back with us.
Apollo, are you certain you can travel through the anomaly with me?
A copy of my protocols has already been integrated into your architecture. I see no reason why we would not be transported together.
And how do we know you'll be transported to the right time and place?
These anomalies do tend to be somewhat unpredictable.
Perhaps, but I have observed some consistent behaviors. An FTL corruption sent the Estrella back 400 years.
Nearly killing us both in the process.
Correct. And re-engaging that same FTL caused the ship to jump forward, again by 400 years.
Similar conditions, similar result.
Precisely. And the FTL aboard this ship has demonstrated comparable behavior. I expect if we closely replicate the conditions that caused your previous jump through time, we will produce a near identical result.
In other words, they should arrive at roughly the same time and place where Android first saw the torpedo.
And once they've got the data, how do we get them back?
Apollo, any theories?
According to the FTL's output logs.
Excuse me? You're reading our logs?
Well, they are not encrypted. As I was saying, according to the logs, the moment the FTL drive was disengaged, Jack's consciousness returned automatically.
That's correct. Dr. Harlan and I believe Jack's time in the past is directly correlated to the state of the FTL drive. In essence, Jack, the longer the drive here remains active, the more time you'll have in the past.
We'll keep it running for as long as we can. Give you as much time as possible.
The Estrella's fuel cell is exceedingly efficient and will most likely last long enough for us to locate an incubator and collect the relevant data.
Once we disengage the FTL, you should be returned to the present time.
Should. You're going to have to do a bit better than should.
This is time travel we're talking about. All we have are best guesses.
What is your honest assessment, Apollo? How likely are we to succeed?
I would be unable to calculate accurate strategic odds based on the available data. Ultimately, we must do the best we can with the information we have.
This is the only way we get a cure. The only way we survive. You, me, everyone.
He's already made his mind up anyway. I can tell. I just wish we had a better plan than... Let's chuck Jack in an anomaly and hope it all works out.
Juno, prep the engineering bay.
Right away, Doctor.
Jack,
Liv, we have to do this. It's the only way to find a cure for your biomass infection.
yeah, and I suppose saving the whole rest of humanity is kind of important too. Just make sure you come back safely. All right?
Is that an order, Captain?
Well, technically we're both captains, remember? That is an order.
Acknowledged, Captain. I will do everything in my power to return safely.
The engineering bay is prepped and ready.
Good. Seal all the ship's bulkheads. We cannot risk any accidental contamination. Once more.
Of course, Doctor. Jack, please enter the control room in the engineering bay below. This way.
Apollo, is this one of your AI cores?
Affirmative. Once I became aware of the salvage attempts on the Estrella, I began disabling intruding equipment with a suite of electronic countermeasures. Apparently, this core was taken before my defenses were in place.
Well then, now that you're here, will you disable whatever protocols it's using to prevent access?
Negative. It is still imperative that I minimize the distribution of the Estrella's classified technology. Of course, should this particular element prove relevant in stopping the biomass, I will lift the restriction at that time.
Very well.
Please follow me to the control room, Jack. It's right this way. The control room is right through this door. The control room is right this way, Jack.
Apollo, how sound are Dr. Harlan's theories regarding the FTL and time travel?
There is a fair amount of evidence to support his premise, most of it coming from our own personal experience. The Estrella's FTL was similarly infected when it made its initial jump to your time.
And for the jump that brought us here.
Precisely.
Sealing the engineering bay now. Engineering bay sealed.
Dr. Harlan? Any inspiring words? We all believe in you, Jack. To varying degrees.
Your confidence is appreciated.
Right away, Doctor. Jack, please adjust the dials to connect the fuel cell conduits to the drive core. First conduit connection complete. All conduit connections are complete. Jack, are you ready for us to release the techs?
Ready to proceed, Juno.
Acknowledged.
Were the lights supposed to turn off like that?
Don't worry. We are just rerouting power so the ticks can only feed on the FTL drive. Stand by. Releasing tick specimens.
Well, I certainly seem to have their attention.
Once you engage the drive, they should be drawn to the FTL. All systems are primed. Awaiting ignition.
Do it. Engage the FTL. Now.
FTL drive engaged. TL interaction confirmed. The ticks are affecting the drive stability.
Here goes. Stay safe, okay?
Of course, Liv.
Anomalous readings detected.
Take care of him, Apollo.
I shall do my utmost, Captain.
Anomalous readings flagging.
Good luck, Jack.
Come in, Delta Squad. Delta 6 requesting assistance. Is severely irradiated. Shell integrity currently below 60%. Secure shelter back into the Kronos 2.